Hello guys, my name is Angie Cabrera. I am currently participating in the X-Culture coaching program in order to be an X-Culture coach. I previously participated as a student in X-Culture in 2016 when I was crossing my Bachelor in International Business, which I now graduated from. And I'm very excited for this topic. My topic is format. I chose it because I've seen now during the coaching program, we have had the chance to evaluate previous submissions and this year's submissions. We already evaluated them. And I saw that one of the things that students don't, some of them do, but some students don't give a lot of importance to format. So I am going to talk during the lecture about some common mistakes students make. So first, we're going to see two examples of cover pages that I think are the most common mistakes you can do, and we will try to point them out. So first, we have this one. We have ICCM, team number, and team names, X-Culture project, and the date. What I believe is wrong about this is what is missing. What we are mainly missing are the team roles, which is, I believe, very important because if the company or the person evaluating the report sees something that they like, they might want to contact the person that developed this. So, for example, if Angie was a person who was in charge of the marketing plan, maybe this person would want to contact her. So that's why I think it's important to add your role and your email so that interested clients can contact you. Also, all other things you can add are images or the X-Culture logo so that you can make it more appealing, but at least try to make it have the important information. And that is what we are going to see in the next example. Here, the team focused on giving an appealing image, but we have no team names, no team number, we have no contact information. So this is also a common mistake. So focusing on a very cute format, a very appealing image, but we don't have information about the team. So focus on what we need to add to the cover page. Next, we have the executive summaries. I think this is very important because from all the deliverables we were given to evaluate, I didn't see a single executive summary that has a correct format. So first we're gonna see this one. This one is too long. The idea of a summary is for the client to be able to quickly identify important things and be like, oh, I'm interested in Mary's poop. Main competitors, so I'm gonna go to that and see the summary. Here we have to look for it, or for the entry strategy, it's here on the second page, but the idea is for it to be a single page and for the client to be able to identify things. So we're gonna go here to the next one, which is also 2 pages. What is correct about this one is that they've highlighted or given a different color to the title. Only problem is the length, because here the client can easily identify, for example, the market selection or the marketing efforts, but it's too long. I would recommend, if you already have these summaries, for you to leave this summary in the start of the section. For example, in the market selection and analysis, leave this 5-page paragraph, and here reduce it to 1 and 2 lines where you give the most important points, so that the client, and I emphasize, the idea is for him to be able to open the page and see like entry modes. This is the entry modes. And if he wants to see more information about the entry mode, he'll check the index and see more information about it later in the document. So the next section we have is images. On this lecture, I'm going to evaluate mainly the quality of the images because it's something that Mr. Varas talked about and it stuck with me, and I tried to make sure it was okay in my deliverables. So we're gonna see the first example here. Here they have the logo of the company and it's squished. The image itself, it's squished. So I would just recommend keeping the right format of the image, trying to check it, how it looks on the official webpage or on information provided to us, so that the logo is in its correct format, especially because it's the company's logo, so I think they're going to notice. And up next we have an example of a graph. I think here what is most important is that the font size is too small. I would recommend using a bigger font size so that the client won't have to squint to see, and so that it's easier for him and that it stands out. Also, for graphs, I would recommend recreating them, but we're going to talk about that in the next section. Here, my main focus is that the image itself, the quality, the visibility of the image is the best possible. So finally, we have charts and graphs. We're going to start with this one. One of the main things I also remember from what Mr. Vadas said was that we always have to try to recreate graphs and charts so that they are all in the same format and so that we can make sure that they are all legible. Here on this chart happens the same thing that happened back with the logo. It's squished, so Tyson Foods, Schneider Electric, they're all in a smaller font that we could see. So what I would always recommend is for you to recreate your own chart. Like if this is going to be the chart you're going to use, you can easily copy it and just reference it correctly so that you make sure that it is quite legible. We're going to go to this next chart that I find as a good example of what not to do. This chart has a lot of information. You can barely see it, and I tried to copy it in the best way possible. And this is all that you can do wrong. What do you want? I don't understand what the team wanted us to see here. So by recreating the charts, you can only copy what is important to you and in big numbers so that it will stand out and we will be able to correctly see what you want us to see, because here we have a lot of information and we cannot see it. So I think this is a good example of what not to do. And I emphasize again on trying to always recreate your charts so they can all be in the same format and so that they can all be legible and understandable for the client. So thank you guys for watching. I hope that with these examples of what not to do, you can easily remember that when you're making your deliverables and taking it into consideration. Thank you very much.